count me in.
3, 2.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Beselfishly, where we practice self-love and focusing in ourselves and trying to fix ourselves the best way possible because we can't afford therapy. Joking. Listen. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. You get me? You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. So, yes, it's not just for that, but yes, Beselfishly. Ooh, it is a safe place. And if you guys are new, welcome. I am Lilly. And I always start off by saying, how are you? How really are you? I do not need that generic, I'm doing just fine. No, really tell me how you're doing today. Just, sum it up, summarize it, message me, comment below. Let's have a conversation. How are you, Mr. Producer?
I am great, blessed, and highly favored.
Mm.
What's up?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Sorry. I'm doing great. I got to get accustomed to that. I am doing great.
Words are spells, man.
Yes, they are. They definitely are. I am doing great. And
I wanna address something that you said earlier about not being able to afford therapy. If you can't afford therapy, go to the gym. It's cheaper.
people need therapy to go to the gym.
If you cannot afford therapy, go to the gym. Take it from someone
Yes.
that goes to the gym consistently. I cannot take that advice from you that don't go to the gym consistently.
Okay, sir.
Trust and believe me, multiple fitness people will tell you if you can't afford therapy, go to the gym.
I feel like now, like we're in the new year, right? So it's like, I know the gyms are probably filled right now.
Uh-huh.
They're filled. And I believe in you. Go to the gym.
Yes.
I'm going to play this back and just see it myself. Lily, go to the gym. You can do it. Get those BBL allegations.
Beat those BBLs.
No.
Or you want to have them.
I want the BBL allegations. I don't want the BBL thing. I want the allegations. Because back in the day, before babies, and probably like after my first baby, when the thing was poking, I used to get those allegations. And I would be so flattered. Because I was like, no, it's all me. Like, this is a whole bunch of arroz con pollo and like yuca. That's all that right there. That's some homegrown Cuban food right there that made that. And the shorts, helped too, just a little something. But my thighs matched. That's So yes, I want to go back to that if possible. I am super down for anyone who wants to train me, female only. Have a whole other conversation about that. But my man trains me, and it's great. He's tough. If you train with your spouse, may the force be with you. Because it don't stop at the gym. You can't hide anything from this person. It's not like, hey, this is the last moment in the gym, boom, go home. Nope. If I'm eating something I'm not supposed to, he gonna give me the death stare and then just walk away. And then I am left in the river of just why you shouldn't be doing this. So definitely I want to do that and get back into the gym, not be scared of my man that trains me. He knows what's best for me. So hard to say that. But yes, definitely hold myself accountable to that. But thank you guys for showing love, showing support, all of that. I'm really thankful for it. I love the topics. I love you guys sending me messages about what I should talk about next and all that stuff. Even online conversations, in person conversations. Like I said, I listened to it all. And this topic that we're going to talk about today is is extremely hard to talk about. So I just want you guys to like bear with me because this is like naturally, I'm going through it. I've been through it. I've been having this conversation with other friends of mine that are going through it too. I had one recently, one of my friends, and it's kind of hard, and I would love to have an honesty. I'm not gonna say an honesty hour, but an honesty time with you guys. And please do not hate me when I say this. But at the beginning of my healthy relationship, I hated it. I hated my healthy relationship. Whew. And mind you, I didn't know that it was going to be healthy. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Everything seemed extremely foreign to me because I was so used to hitting that same wall of bad relationships, toxic people, toxic individuals. And I couldn't understand what was going on when toxic habits were not being presented. My mind literally would go straight to the negative. And I even remember at the beginning of my relationship where I told my man, I'm like, hey, there's a part of me inside that does not like you. And I said it with like a comical relief, but I was really serious. Like there was a part of me that did not like this person, did not like how he held me accountable. I did not like how he held a mirror to my face. I did not like how he created situations where I had to be at my full potential and I just was not ready to be my full potential at that moment. I did not like how I had to see what was wrong with me and not focus what was wrong with him because there was nothing wrong with him. Because I came from a past of always fixing the other person. And I'm finally in a relationship where I don't have to fix the other person. I have to fix me so that I could love this person properly or love that person to the amount that that person loves me. And I never was in a position where I could do that. And it was so foreign. I felt like it was in a whole other planet because what? I might be the problem. I have toxic habits. Like I started creating like if I didn't see a problem with all honesty and all truth, I would self-sabotage or I would create the problem. And it would create tension in my relationship that shouldn't have even been there because he didn't do anything to me. I let my fears and my assumptions and me jumping into conclusions, because that's what I've always been used to doing from past relationships, especially coming from a narcissistic abusive relationship. If you guys haven't seen part one, please go check it out. Then come back to here. You could feel me more on that. But coming from that type of abusive relationship to a complete healthy one, it felt foreign. It felt different. It felt scary. And I remember something that my man would tell me, and he would say, "Do not bleed on me." And it stayed in my brain. I don't think he understands how embedded that stays because every single time I would catch myself in like in a moment where I would make the problem bigger, right? I had to calm myself, saying, like, Lily, stop bleeding on him. He hasn't done anything to you. Stop bleeding on him. You're making the problem. You're making the problem worse. And at the same time, I'm battling the side of me that needs to go because I'm not I don't got to put my guard up. I don't have to keep my guard up. I don't have to be in a space where I have to be so protective, and it's still an ongoing battle. And I don't know if y'all feel me on this. If y'all do, hey, let's talk about it. But coming from an abusive relationship to a healthy one, that transition is hard. And then another thing that I did not do was understand the transformation that I had to go through to allow myself to be in the space to be able to be with someone who can value me that way. So after my toxic relationship or my history of toxic relationships, right? Due to childhood traumas, all that stuff. Um when I finally moved out and I got my own place and I started taking control of my life, even when I was a single mom, getting things done, focusing on myself, focusing on my dreams, focusing on my career. At the same time, I didn't understand that I was watering myself, right? And I was evolving, I was growing, I was doing what I wanted to do by myself, no man involved, no spouse involved, no anything. But what it was doing to my environment, it was changing it. So as my environment was changing and I was meeting new people, um, my old friends compared to my new friends, it's like a 180. I'm making myself available for different opportunities, I'm changing my environment. I didn't know I was doing that when I was watering myself and focusing on my dreams. I didn't know that. I was just trying to make things happen and be happy about doing it. It started raising my self-value up subconsciously. I didn't know. I didn't know. And it was raising my self-value to where it put me in positions of meeting other people of high value. So it's like if you do not focus on yourself and if you do not work on yourself, if you do not pay attention to what your self-worth is, you're not going to be able to pay attention to someone else's self-worth because you're always going to focus on the problem. And when I started focusing on myself, I started showcasing my value. So then that made it, I was more seen to a man of high value because, oh, Shorty doing her thing. Hey, she cool. She's into this, she's into that. And I was able to have conversation with someone that was not looking at me for my looks, was not looking for me for like, what do you bring for the table? Like, was not looking at any of that. They just wanted to pick at my brain. And it was been so long since I was able to have a conversation with a man that wasn't first intention trying to get into my pants. Like, it felt weird because I'm like, okay, cool. This man actually, like, on a friend vibe and like work acquaintance vibe. So I've always wanted someone when I was going through hey, bring up I want to date someone. If I do begin dating, I want to date someone in the industry. I want to date someone. I was slowly but surely manifesting this high value person, you know? From a failed relationship, I would tell myself my next one is going to be my last one, right? But in order for that to be your last one and your last healthy one, you have to, have to understand. You have to understand that you have to love yourself before you could truly love someone else. Like, allow that communication. You have to take accountability. Like, you got to take it. You got to be able to understand sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're not listening. Sometimes you're overreacting. And seriously, women, do not come for me. Do not come for me. But when you're in a space where you know you actually feel safe, and one thing that be pissing me off is that women are basically putting the high value of a man towards the value of their pockets, right? And no, we got it messed up. We've been raised of like, find yourself a rich man. If you come from the Caribbean, find yourself a rich man, do whatever the rich man says, blah, blah, blah. You know what you're being groomed to do? You're being groomed to date due to circumstances. Because the moment that you think you're dating a rich man, oh, I date a rich man. We're gonna live in a mansion. He's gonna take care of me, this and that. That is a circumstance. That is an environment. Yet you're not being taught on how to grow with your relationship. You're not being taught that emotional value weighs more than monetary value. Like, and when you pay attention to those type of things, I'm like, this person needs a safe place. Men need a safe place. We don't focus on that. We were taught to, what can you do for me? What can you give me? None of that. It's one of those moments that none of that matters when it comes to moments that you and that person are living together. Shit goes left and you look to your right and that person's next to you and holding your hand on some like, whatever happens, we're going to go through it together. I value that more than anything. I value that more than a man telling me that, hey, I got money. What you want me to be? I'll get you a Birkin. No, no. I A Birkin is material. Like, can you teach me how to love myself? Can you put a mirror in front of me and tell me, you need to work on this? You need to work on that. What you're feeling is childhood trauma that you have to go through. You have to unlearn this. You have to set your boundaries. No, I value that over any money. I don't care, because people with money, men with money, they gonna get caught with any other woman that has a pretty face, a pretty this. You can be dropped like a bad habit. But when you have a relationship with a person who's loyal to you, respect that. Like when you're in a relationship with someone who cares, make sure you're healthy, even like bothers you to go to the gym every day, right? That person cares about you. He cares about your health. They care about your health. They care about your mental. They care about your emotions. They sit down and actually listen to you. Like it took a while, and it's taking a while to understand that when you're in a relationship with someone who is actually a good person coming from a bad history, we can self-sabotage that so easily, and I just wanna stop that. I don't. So I wanna dedicate this episode to those women that be trying to find a problem, and y'all know exactly who y'all are, because I wanna say I was one of you guys. I'm working on it. I'm being honest. I don't wanna be like that anymore. I want to enjoy this healthy relationship. A lot of things that has happened in my life from the moment I met my significant other, doors have opened, and I always want to whew, I've always want to thank, you know, him for that. So just be selfishly coming back. Just want to thank him for that. It's like you could share your dreams with someone and they listen to the point where, man, we could make, that's not a dream, that's a goal, and being able to have that and experience that You know, if I would have self sabotaged it, if I would have fed into my negative thoughts in the moments of like, nah, then this is good. This is too good to be true. This is good. Nah, this something's happening. This and that. It really can. You can bring those moments into because you could feel someone feeling like, "Ugh, this person don't believe me. I love this girl and she don't believe me. You know, I apologize for any of those moments that created that, self-doubt because it was just self-doubt that I had. It wasn't the doubt he created or the person created. It was self-doubt. It was not believing that I deserved a good relationship or a good man, you know? And fear, like abandonment, abuse, childhood trauma, all that weighs in when you step into this new skin, when someone is actually reaching out their hand and says, I got you. Believe them. You already been through shit. You might as well, hey, just turn the new page. Why not? So, not trying to cry. Oh, not trying to cry. I try to mess up my makeup. But it's really it's hard to take accountability. It's hard. And then when you take accountability, yes, I had paper towel ready. I knew this topic was going to be hard. If you're listening. Um I knew this topic was going to be hard. I had this conversation privately, but hey, you know what? We're bringing it to the public. This has to be spoken about like a real I'll be your real bestie and let you know he's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man. Treat him. Like stop putting your worries, your fears, like stop. Like I'm telling myself at the same time, stop, bruh. Like get it together. Don't be scared. Just love. We deserve it. We need it. Finding someone who believes in you and has that support system is a beautiful thing, and we could cancel that and we could cut that opportunity off by our own mentality, just stopping ourselves from being great or stopping ourselves from actually getting to know someone for who they are and not for what we fear. I'm gonna say that one more time. We could actually lose the opportunity of loving someone and experiencing true love. I forgot what I said. I forgot what I said. But if you heard it, you know what I meant. Okay, my emotions are going crazy. But if you heard it the first time, you know what I said. You know what I meant. You felt it. I'm pretty sure you felt it. But yeah, I'll be your real bestie. I'm gonna tell you what's up. I'm gonna tell you we need to change. We need to change that. We need to stop complaining. We need to put ourselves in positions to meet these high value men, high value women. We can't find love with childhood trauma. We can't. We got to fight those battles first, then try to love. We got to love ourselves first. We got to pour into ourselves first in order to be. I was blessed enough to meet someone that has a lot of patience. So if y'all on that same boat, appreciate that person that has a lot of patience and sees your potential when you've seen everyone else's and never focus on your own potential. Yeah, because it is something that just it's hard. Like I just want to like really feel it. Like I'm being so serious. It's a very toxic world nowadays. And everyone is saying that love doesn't exist. Love doesn't this old age, growing with someone till old age is like a myth now. I'm like, listen, back in the day, we didn't have all this outside influence. We didn't have windows to other people's lives. We didn't have this open doors to other people's relationship and problems. People dealt with it on their own and went through their problems on their own. It was only between them and their other person. So there's people who be giving you advice that they don't even take themselves because they're unhappy in their relationship and they just want you to be unhappy in your relationship. Trauma bond together. Like, nah, sometimes your homegirls, your single friends, they just giving you advice so you could be single too. Like, stop it. Stop it. I'll tell you the truth and be like, what did you do? What did you say? How do you really feel about it? Girl, I think you're overreacting. Let some time fly by. Go apologize. What? Apologize? Yes. Apologize. Did you listen properly? Did you really take in? Did you listen and let him talk just so you could respond without actually comprehending? Like, I'm talking to myself as I'm saying this too. We got to change those habits. If you're not in that same house, if you're not feeling that same pain, don't call on that pain just because you got used to that pain. It's no longer serves you. Let that pain go. Turn the page. This is a new chapter. This is a new year. You deserve love. You deserve happiness. You deserve someone to give you flowers, not just physical flowers, but to speak life into you. You deserve love, a real companionship, a real best friend. So, I don't know, man. This one was, I feel like I released a lot. I released a lot.
It be like that, man. I told y'all before. I said, listen, if you can't afford therapy, you have to find other outlets. Like for me, it's the gym. For you, it's be selfishly, and also doing things with your kids. But this is more of
Being
something
present,
for you.
being present.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like this is something for you. This is something what you really want to do. From the first rendition of this, I knew it was something that meant a lot to you. It was deeper than just sharing your traumas or whatever the case may
And
be.
and the crazy thing, when I got the first time I got in front of a mic, it was for you.
Hmm.
So, my man, he's an amazing producer and he's an amazing videographer. And we wanted to showcase his podcast talents. I want to give a big, that's probably my biggest sponsor. um, and I remember that we needed to create like a mock podcast. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. We gonna make a commercial out of it to bring in clients, this and that, because he's extremely talented. If you can't see this quality of production, it's beautiful. And that was my first time on the mic. And then became something even bigger that I had no idea that I was feeding into. But I feel like you had an eye.
Well, every time you tell this story, I feel differently than you. Like it once you did your first episode, it wasn't a mock podcast
Yeah,
anymore.
it
Like it was an
wasn't.
actual podcast. It wasn't a mock podcast to begin with. Like when I say like your first episode, because I seen the potential in it. I
Mhm.
know you're a storyteller and you like to talk and you talk in detail.
Yeah.
That's what a podcast is about. And there's not a lot of positive podcasts out there, especially a safe space for women to be vulnerable and yeah, trust me. The first clip we posted went like semi-viral, so that's how you
Mhm.
know it was meant to be. So trust me, I always seen the vision in it. But yeah, we was trying to do a update to what
Mhm.
the podcast would look like now because I'd done podcasts before, but I wanted a new look. But nah, you did your thing, man. You
Yeah. I it was crazy to know that from first time sitting in front of a mic, the way that I've grown, the way that you've teach me. I'm just saying, like, when someone pours into you, like, that's just an example. Like, when someone pours into you and they see your potential before you see it yourself, like, pay attention to that. He ain't stressing you out. You ain't losing weight because you stressed out. Like, it was just a different environment, and it was new for me. It's still new for me, and I definitely want to turn that page and leave that pain behind and not create moments um from now on where, my negative side could come in. So I want to kick that out of 2025 too, you know, and just give the person, the new person that loves you, a clean slate. That's extremely important. And I think a lot of us women don't do that. We carry so much burden and so much pain and so much fear and assumption, and we jump into conclusions. And we need to stop that. 2025, women, we taking accountability. Men, if y'all don't believe us, listen, I'm only one person. You could share this video, as much as you want to see if, they hear it from me. They might feel a little different when it's coming from their man. So um that's ooh, why did I think this conversation was gonna be so much tougher? You see what your mind be doing to you? I seriously thought this conversation would be so much tougher, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Subscribing, keep posting, turning on your notifications on. I I love you guys. I want you to love yourself. I want you to put yourself first, pour into yourself. Once you pour into yourself, your cup will overflow and you would pour into others automatically, no doubt about it. So pour into yourself, work on yourself in the most be selfishly way possible. I have some good news, and I've said it before, but January 18th, I am it's in Pembroke Pines. January 18th in Pembroke Pines, I will be a guest for Woman Thriving High vision board brunch, January 18th, 2025 in Pembroke Pines. I will definitely put the information below. Seats are limited. So if you haven't bought tickets yet, buy them. If it's sold out, sorry, I've been telling you about it. So please come eat some breakfast with me. Let's have some mimosas and let's manifest a high value relationship. You can put that on your vision board. Thank you guys for watching, and I love you. And I don't know, just 2025, I just want to share love and positivity. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you later.